Hey team, Jesse Reynolds here with your WOD video. I want to talk to you about another important fundamental today to help you build your business, and it is simply talking about how to work your pay period calendar. Now I realize this pay period we are in a 3-weeker, so that does create some extra opportunity, but the first thing I want to make sure you understand about working a 3-weeker is to treat it like a 2-weeker. Although you do get that extra week to bring volume through, focus on hitting your pin before the 2 weeks ends. Focus on hitting your 3,000 PGV before the 2 weeks ends. If that is going to be something that is going to cause you to get the most out of your 3-week period opportunity. But outside of just being in this 3-weeker and we have this great timing opportunity, more specifically what I want to talk with you about is how to work your pay period. There's a great document that we put together a couple days ago. It's posted on the Facebook groups. It's posted on TeamReynoldsChampions.com. On the pay period gauge. I talked about in the pay period gauge call, and just this is something that has been lost. We move so fast now in the world of AdvoCare that working your pay period is a fundamental that has been kind of overlooked just because we've got social media and all these other great things, and AdvoCare is all this great recognition, and people are moving so fast that the great part is we have momentum, but the unfortunate part is sometimes certain fundamentals can be lost, and in the big picture those can really cripple our business. And so when it comes to working a pay period calendar, I want you to adopt the mindset of getting to the next event. And although most of these on the pay period calendar that we put out for Team Reynolds are not physical events like you have to go drive to them, you want to still get in the discipline of getting yourself plugged into them and helping other people connect to them as well. So as we start off every pay period, uh, the first event we have is the pay period kickoff call. That's the first Wednesday night of every brand new pay period. So number one, you want to be on that call. Number two, if you have team members who want to earn income, you've got to be on that call. And then number three is if you have prospects you've been talking to about AdvoCare and you want to give them an opportunity to really see and understand what we do and how this business works, get them to listen in on the team call as well. The stories are phenomenal. The training is awesome, and it's a great way to show your prospects the heart of what we do here. The second event then is starting that Tuesday, the first Thursday morning of the pay period, and that is, or Thursday afternoon, sorry, 2 p.m. Eastern, and that is when we have the pay period gauge call. Again, adopt the discipline. It is so easy to fall into mundane patterns and not do the day-to-day, week-to-week, period-to-period things that are necessary to build your business. If you are not yet at the Ruby level, you've got to be on these pay period gauge calls, and you've got to be getting your team members plugged into these pay period gauge calls, that which we focus on and measure increases. So do you see how we're going from one event to the next? Now the next event is that Saturday morning, the first Saturday morning of every pay period. We have got a live business training webinar hosted by one of Danny and Diane McDaniel's Diamond Distributors. It's a different diamond every pay period, but know and understand that, again, if you are not yet drawing a Ruby paycheck, even if you are, you still want to be on this, but especially if you are not yet drawing a Ruby paycheck in AdvoCare, you simply do not know everything you need to know to build this business. Ruby's kind of a rite of passage in this business for the leadership and the growth that you have to go through to get to Ruby. It is hard to get to Ruby. But if you are not yet at Ruby, I can't even count how many Saturday morning trainings I've been to. So here you have the opportunity, the first Saturday of every pay period, to hop on a training webinar with one of Danny and Diane McDaniel's Diamond distributorships, Diamond Plus distributorships on the team. You want to get yourself and your team members on that. The next one is the first Sunday of the pay period, so just the next night. So this was last night for me as I'm recording this now. Every first Sunday of the pay period, there's a business opportunity call. It is 20 minutes long, and it is streamed live on the Work with Champions website also. And all these URLs are on the pay period calendar. And so you want to get new people on this business opportunity call. This is done in the spirit of the old rookie bonus call, something none of you even remember because you weren't around when AdvoCare was doing these. But let me tell you something. If you will just keep your sole focus on getting new people on this call, you will see business growing. So Beth and I have been doing this for 7 years, and last night on the live call, we had 4 new people on that call for the first time. Guess what? Two of them, it's a couple. They just went to Advisor an hour ago. It works. Do the daily consistent activities, work your pay period like that. So do you see it just goes from one event to the next? Now the next event is the second Wednesday of the pay period, and you have got a business opportunity webinar hosted by one of Danny and Diane McDaniel's Diamond Distributors on the team. So get yourself plugged into these. Block these out. These are not, I'll be honest, guys, you need to do 3 phone calls. These are not times to be scheduling yourself for 3 phone calls. These are times for you to be on these calls and these webinars and to be scheduling, other prospects, inviting them to be on them so you can follow up with them afterwards. And you want to know what they heard and what they saw. I don't care if you've been on 20 opportunity webinars. Get on the opportunity webinars so you hear and understand what is being shared with them, and you can follow up them properly. And then, of course, we go into the 2-minute drill. That starts at next Thursday morning, and the pay period close. If you can just be thinking in terms of the next event, the next event, the next event like that. And the final thing I'll share is you want to, at a minimum, I don't care where you live, what leaders are around you or aren't around you, or if you're brand new in the business, hear what I'm sharing. If you want to build a business, at a minimum, once per pay period, you need to schedule your own mixer and focus on getting new people in the room. That's a whole other topic, but commit to that discipline. Don't host 1 or 2 mixers, have them be small turnouts or no turnouts, and say, I'm not doing mixers anymore. Stay committed to the process. I can't even tell you how many no-show mixers and 1 or 2 person mixers Beth and I have done, but it started with us doing that every pay period. We did 1 a pay period, and as we finally started to get some traction, more than 1 or 2 people in the room, then we took it to once a week. But if you will do these things and work your pay period, commit yourself to being on the impending events, being a part of them, and then commit to getting your team members plugged in, and then commit to getting new people on these opportunity webinars and calls, you will see your business grow. I am going to attach a picture here in the WOD group post as well of the pay period calendar. You guys are champions.